Hey, shalom, shalom. Hey, kahala y'all, bashim y'all shy. Hey, before I get started, I'm gonna pay cease and give all honor, glory, power, bashim, y'all shy, bashim, kakodash. Hey, this is the bashim y'all shy, kakodash. God not. All right, it's chapter 19 and verse 13, as it reads, "Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him." So, who is your neighbor? Let's get that. Let me see if I can get that. Let me see if I can get that definition real quick. All right, because your neighbor is a fellow Israelite, a fellow Israelite. They don't have to be they can be a believer or not, but you're not supposed to defraud your neighbor. All right, it's like okay, they have neighbor in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. Commandments 62. Deal with duties towards one neighbors. In the Old Testament, neighbor meant one who lived nearby. Okay, and I got a precept that goes right with that of those who live nearby, because even a stranger who lives in your land, you're not supposed to defraud them. So a stranger goes into a heathen nation, you're not supposed to defraud um, any fellow Israelite or a heathen. Okay, a neighbor is in the Old Testament. Neighbor meant one who lived nearby, a fellow Israelite. Let me get this. Exodus. Let's see what it says. Exodus 16 and verse 20. Exodus. Oh, so like 20 and 16. Exodus chapter 20 and verse 16. Thou shalt not bear witness. Salakia, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. So your neighbor is a Hebrew Israelite. Okay. It says. It says neighbor meant one who lived nearby, a fellow Israelite. Verse 17, Exodus 20 and 17. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. All right, so we're not supposed to defraud our neighbor. Let me get back here now, because this lesson is defraud not. We're not supposed to get over. And you know how Jacob is. Hey, Jacob, let's get that real quick. You know, let's get Jacob. Jacob, Jacob means supplanter, the son of Isaac and Rebecca. Rebecca, the younger twin brother of Esau, which Esau is a complete murderer. Um, so supplanter, that means someone who tries to get over. You know, basically someone who's trying to get up one. Like Yellow Bees, he got a song called "I'm Up One, I'm Up One." I got over on you. Okay. So Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 13. Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. So we're not supposed to be doing no robberies. We're not supposed to be doing no stealing. Okay, let's get Exodus 20. Let's get Exodus 20. One moment. Just bear with me. Hey, Exodus chapter 20 and verse 15. Thou shalt not steal. So you're not supposed to steal. All right. And defrauding someone, getting over on someone, that's stealing. But see, it was the Lord's will for Jacob, to have the birthright. So Jacob didn't really steal the birthright, but we know how Jake, we call it Jake, we call him Jake, which is Jacob, the 12 tribes of Israel. They like to get over. They like to, make some, you know, make something out of nothing, you know. So Leviticus 19:13, thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning. So hey, like we're here in Babylon the Great. We're supposed to get paid the same day. You know, we're supposed to if we lend to a brother, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you either you let him, hey, go ahead, you keep that. All right. So if we, if someone, hey, I need you for this, I got you. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to pay, man. It says the wages of him that is hired. All right. See, the Lord is a perfect and a perfect judge. He's not gonna forget our labor of love. But see, people here in Babylon the Great, they gonna forget. They gonna try to get over, especially Jake. They're gonna try to get over on you. Shalom to the big bro, servant to the throne. Shalom to my beloved brother. Hey, my brother Shamgar. Shalom to my brother Chabashna. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Barakatah and Barakim from Yah to you and your household. All right. Hey, this is so lucky. I know the brother Ashra Khan just went in too. Hey, but look, this is cold, man. We living in Babylon the Great, man. Hey, Jake needs to read the scriptures so they could know, not to get over on their people. All right. So I got Deuteronomy 24, Deuteronomy 24, Deuteronomy chapter 24, and starting at this is verse 15. It says, "At his day thou shalt." Salakia. We'll start at verse 14. Thou shalt not oppress an hired servant. So we're not supposed to oppress nobody that's hired. You know what I'm saying? Someone's doing the work. You doing the work? You doing the work? Oh, you doing the work? Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. We're not even supposed to defraud them. We're not supposed to get over on none of them. We should not oppress them either. Okay? Thou shalt not oppress an hired servant that is poor and needy. See, someone that is poor and needy, you know what I'm saying? You trying to get over on someone that's poor and needy. See, that's why they say millionaires, people that are millionaires, they always going to try to get over on you. These people that are rich, they're greedy. That's why Yahweh Shai said, hey, it's easier for let me get it. Let me get it. Let's just get it. I don't want to speak my own words. I want to speak the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? This is Matthew chapter 19 and verse 24. And again, I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of Yahweh, the kingdom of the Most High. Okay? So, man, hey, if Jake is living over here with the dainties and stuff, if they ain't getting right with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, they're not looking into the law. All right, we keep the law as the apple of our eye. All right. All right. And Jake needs to understand this. Jake needs to know, what his customs are, his laws are. Okay. Deuteronomy 24 and verse 14. Thou shalt not oppress an hired servant that is poor and needy, whether he be of thy brethren or whether or of thy strangers that are in thy land within thy gates. So even if if you personally have a Moabite or Ammonite as your slave or a concubine, you still supposed to judge righteously. Let's go back to Leviticus. Leviticus chapter 19. Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 15. Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Okay, so we're not supposed to be getting over, even if we have our own heathen nation unto us. Deuteronomy 24 and verse 14. Thou shalt not oppress an hired servant that is poor and needy, whether he be of thy brethren or of thy strangers that are in thy land within thy gates. Okay. It says, at his day thou shalt give him his hire, neither shall the sun go down upon it. So, hey, the same way the Lord said, if you vow something unto the Heavenly Father, you're supposed to pay it to him. Okay, I'm going to do the work. That's why he said count the cost. All right, you got to count the cost and do the work. All right, hey, you take your hand off the plow, you're through. At this day, at his day thou shalt give him his hire, neither shall the sun go down upon it, for he is poor. All right, poor means needy. For he is poor and setteth his heart upon it. He got his mind on it. Hey, I gotta do this. Okay? It says, lest he cry against thee unto Yahweh, and it be sin unto thee. Okay, so you oppress the poor or in the needy, or those that trust in the Lord and keep his law, statutes, and commandments. And the Heavenly Father's like, man, he hear your cries in your heart. You ain't even got to pray nothing against him. The Heavenly Father got something coming to them. Okay? It's just a quick hit. This is Proverbs chapter 3. Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 27, as it reads, withhold not good from them to whom it is due. You're not supposed to hold back what was good to him that is due. Okay? Just like we took this vow to do the work of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, we're not supposed to hold it back from nobody. We're supposed to hasten in the day. We're supposed to bring that work out. We're supposed to sound the alarm. We're supposed to provide. Okay? Let me get this in Zephaniah real quick. Because anyone is just getting down like that, man. Oh, is it Zechariah? Zechariah chapter 8 and verse 17. And let none of you imagine evil in your hearts against his neighbor. So you're not supposed to imagine evil in your heart, which is to try to get over on your brother. All right. Or if someone you hire, I hire you. You know what I'm saying? You an Edomite or a Moabite. Hey, if you hire them, you still supposed to give them what they what you promised, what your word is. All right, we're not supposed to be liars. We're not supposed to be no thieves, no stealers. We're not supposed to be no killers, no murderers. All right, Zechariah 8 and 17. And let none of you imagine evil in your hearts against his neighbor, and love no false oath. A false oath. Hey, Kabak, no. Let me hold $100. You know what I'm saying? I got you back. I got you back. You know what I'm saying? Even if we let the sun go down on it and say, I'm gonna pay you back on Friday. We let the sun go down on it. Okay? I'm supposed to pay you on Friday. If we agreed on that, I'll pay you on Friday. If I say I'll pay you tonight, I'll pay you tonight. Now sometimes you understand things happen. Oh, this happened and this happened. All right. Forgive your neighbor. Have mercy. To him that has mercy, he will obtain mercy. Okay, so cool. And now it's still going like that. All right. The Heavenly Father's gonna hear, he's gonna hear the cries of your heart, and it's gonna be sin unto him, like we just read in Deuteronomy chapter 24. All right, so this is Zechariah 8 and 17. We're gonna finish it. And let none of you imagine evil in your heart against his neighbor, and love no false oath. All right, a false oath, a lie. Oh, lies. Okay. It says, for all these things are things that I hate, saith Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. He hates a lie, a false oath, a false vow. You breaking a vow, oh, I'm gonna go do the work. Oh, now I'm just sitting in the house, man. Fuck it, I'm going to work. I'm doing jobs. I gotta do this and do that. I'm taking care of my wife. The Lord said, man, you better pay that what you said you was gonna do. Okay. This is Malachi chapter 3 and verse 5. And I will come near to you to judgment, and I will be a swift witness against the sorcerers. See, that's sorcery. That's witchcraft. That's lies. If you could, so witchcraft. What is that? Samuel. Let's get that. 14 and 20. Let's see. It's First Samuel. First Samuel chapter 14. Where is it? 15. Lord, as great delight in burnt offerings. Oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Or this is for you. But it's nothing there. Like, what kind of offering is this? You ain't offering me nothing. It says, in burnt offerings and sacrifices, as in obeying the voice of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. It says, behold, to obey is better than sacrifice. So, hey, I'll give you this. Hey, I'll give you 20 gallons of wine for some flour. You know, I need some flour, but I got this wine. But you come give me the flour right now. The wine, I'll have it packaged up for you in the morning, and then I don't give it to you. You know, it says it says as in obeying the voice of Yahweh. Let me read that again, verse 22. And Samuel said, "Hath the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifice as in obeying the voice." So you gotta, if you tell someone something, man, you supposed to stick to that. All right, you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm guilty of it. You get what I'm saying? You know, and the Heavenly Father, you know what I'm saying? Show me this truth. You know what I'm saying? And now, you know what I'm saying? These days, we gotta read, study to show ourselves approved. All right, that's the problem with Jake. Jake ain't measuring the time diligently. They ain't trying to hear what the Lord is saying. They're not studying the law, keeping the law as the apple of their eyes. All right, so they lost in the sauce. It says, it says, it says, because thou hast rejected the word. See, that's the word. That's in the law. Okay, because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, he has also rejected thee from being king. So what kind of king says they're gonna do something and then don't do it? Anyone goes against my word, I'm going to, they will be put to deletion. And then they go against the word and they just let them go by. They're like, man, this dude weak. He ain't standing on nothing. All right. It says verse 24. Verse 23. For rebellion. Oh, Salakia. I skipped the whole piece. Verse 22. Salakia. Behold, to obey is better than to sacrifice. So if you're going to say you're going to give something to someone or you're going to do something for someone, you know what I'm saying? You know, it better be in your heart to do it. You know what I'm saying? Now, there are situations where, you know what I'm saying, you can't do it. Something came up, you know what I'm saying? And you got to have mercy. See, that's the balance of the Lord, to have mercy. All right, so we all got to have mercy. However, on the flip side, we're going to bring this out. It says, behold, to obey is better than sacrifice. Oh, well, I'll do this for you, you know what I'm saying? You know, it says, and to hearken than the fat of rams. All right. Now, this is the point. Verse 23. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. So if I say I'm going to do something for you, I better do it. If not, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm being rebellious to my own words. Now, what kind of man is that? For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. Yeah, witchcraft, it goes into deceit. Deceit goes into the devil. The devil means deceiver. Okay? So if I'm over here macaroni at a female, oh, I'm macking at you. I got you on this selling dreams, lying. Okay? That's witchcraft. If I'm having you, you're sleepy, getting sleepy. That's witchcraft. Okay? Anything that's deceit, that goes into witchcraft. That's demonic. Okay? It says, for rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. So being stubborn, knowing what you should be doing, that's like sin upon sin and idol worship. It says, because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord Yahweh, he hath also rejected thee from being king. All right. And so the Heavenly Father, like, what kind of king is going to be like, these are the statutes, and the limitations. This is how y'all got to get down and under this kingdom. And this king, you said this is the law, and people breaking the law, and they ain't doing nothing about it. That's some Babylonian stuff. The Heavenly Father ain't about no lies. Okay, he keep it straight. He keep it cut and dry. It is what it is. His laws is what he said it is. All right. This is real quick. This is real quick. I'm not going too long. Jeremiah chapter 22 and verse 13, as it reads, woe unto him that buildeth his house by unrighteousness. So if you're trying to build something, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's like the parable of someone who built his house on the sand. And so, oh, you built this on lies and blood and robbery? Oh man, as soon as that wind comes, it's gonna fall down. It says 22 and 13. Jeremiah the prophet, chapter 22 and verse 13. Woe unto him that buildeth his house by unrighteousness, and his chambers by wrong. They useth his neighbors' service without wages. Getting over on you. You ain't putting no real work in. All right? They uses his neighbors' services without wages, and giveth him not for his work. All right, not giving him to do benevolence or do reverence or do wages. Okay, so that's how we got to get down for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. That was just a quick lesson. I got more precepts, but I wanted to make it quick, so I'm gonna end by giving all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Rakakwadash. Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Hey, Shalom Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Barakatham. Hey, Shalom.